Good morning. Today is January 22nd, I believe, a Thursday, 2026, Anno Domini. Today, I'm going to read through a little bit quicker if I can. I want to get 5 chapters done. I get to go to work in 2 hours. And I haven't eaten breakfast yet. I wanted to get into a run, finish a nice chunk from the last 3 days. But my body needed to rest more, so I didn't wake up at 6. I woke up more at 10 o'clock. But it is what it is, and I'm grateful for this time that I have right now. Genesis chapter 6. When man began to increase on earth, the daughters were born to them. The divine beings saw how beautiful the daughters of men were and took wives from among those that pleased them. Yahweh said, "My breath shall not abide in man forever, since he too is flesh. Let the days allowed him be 120 years. It was then and later too that Nephilim appeared on earth, when the divine beings cohabitated with the daughters of man, who bore them offspring. They were the heroes of old, the men of renown. Yahweh saw how great man's wickedness on earth, how great was man's wickedness on earth, and how every plan devised by his mind was nothing but evil all the time. Yahweh regretted that he had made man on earth, and his heart was saddened. Yahweh said, I will blot out from the earth the men whom I created, man together with beasts, creeping things, and birds of the sky, for I regret that I made them. But Noah found favor with Yahweh. This is the line of Noah. Noah was a righteous man. He was blameless in his age. Noah walked with Elohim, a perfectly loving, forming father at every neural synapse. Noah begot 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The earth became corrupt before God. The earth was filled with lawlessness. When God saw how corrupt the earth was, for all flesh had corrupted its ways on earth, God said, Noah, I have decided to put an end to all flesh, for the earth is filled with lawlessness. Because of them, I am about to destroy them with the earth. Make yourself an ark of gopher wood. Make an ark with compartments, and cover inside and out with pitch. This is how you shall make it. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, its width 5 cubits, and its height 30 cubits. Make an opening for daylight in the ark, and terminate it within a cubit of the top. Put the entrance of the ark in its side. Make it with bottom, second, and third decks. For my part, I'm about to bring the flood waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh under the sky in which there is breath of life. Everything on earth shall perish. But I will establish my covenant with you, and you shall enter the ark with your sons and your wife and your sons' wives, and all that lives, and of all that lives, of all flesh you shall take 2 of each into the ark to keep alive with you. They shall be male and female, from birds of every kind and cattle of every kind of creeping thing on earth. 2 of each shall come to you to stay alive. For your part, take of everything that is eaten and store it away, to serve as food for you and for them. Noah did so just as Elohim had commanded him, so he did. Then said to Noah, go into the ark with your household, for you alone have I found righteous before me in this generation. Of every clean animal you shall take 7 pairs of males and their mates, and of every animal that is not clean, 2 male and its mates. Of the birds of the sky also 7 pairs of male and female, to keep seed alive upon all the earth. For in 7 days' time I will make it rain upon the earth. 40 days and 40 nights I will blot out from the earth all existence that I created. Behold, I make all things new. Noah did just as Yahweh had commanded him. Noah was 600 years old when the flood came. Waters upon the earth. Noah, with his sons and his wife and his sons' wives, went into the ark because of the waters of the flood, of the clean animals, of the animals that are not clean, of the birds, of everything that creeps on the ground. 2 of each, male and female, came to Noah into the ark, as God had commanded Noah. On the 7th day, the waters of the flood came upon the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, on the 17th day of the month, on that day, all the foundations of the great deep burst open, and the floodgates of the sky broke open. The rain fell on the earth 40 days and 40 nights. That same day, Noah and Noah's sons Shem, Ham, and Japheth went to the ark with Noah's wife and 3 wives of his sons. They and all the beasts of every kind, all cattle of every kind, all creatures of every kind that creep on the earth, and all the birds of every kind, every bird on every winged thing, they came to Noah into the ark, each of all flesh in which there was breath of life. Thus they entered and comprised male and female, all flesh, as God had commanded them. Shut him in. The flood continued 40 days and 40 nights. The waters increased and raised the ark so that it rose above the earth. The water swelled and increased greatly upon the earth. The ark drifted upon the waters. When the waters had swelled much upon the earth, all the highest mountains everywhere under the sky were covered. 15 cubits higher did the water swell, as the mountains were covered. All the flesh that stirred on the earth perished, birds, cattle, beasts, and all the things that swarm upon the earth, and all mankind. All in whose nostrils was the merits of life. All that was on dry land died. All existence on earth was blotted out. Male, cattle, and creeping things, and birds of the sky, they were blotted out from the earth. Only Noah was left. Sorry, my hair is very ugly. My face as well. All the above, but thank God he made me. We're all made in his image, right? There's beauty somewhere if you look close enough, right? So I kind of want to just skip, because I have no idea. And the Lord said to Noah, get into the ark with your household, and for you alone have I found righteous before me in this generation. Of every king and animal you shall take 7 pairs, so we already read this. All the foundations of the great deep burst apart. I guess that actually literally we have these huge reservoirs of water underneath the earth, right? Let's see here. Flood continued 4 days, 40 nights, water increased, rose above the earth, swelled greatly. All whose nostrils were Merit's breath of, all that was on dry land died. All existence on earth was blotted out. Man, cattle, creeping things, and birds of the sky, they were blotted out from the earth. Only Noah was left, and those with him in the ark. And when the waters had swelled on the earth 150 days, God remembered Noah and all the beasts and all the cattle that were with him in the ark. God caused a wind to blow across the earth, and water subsided. The fountains of the deep and the floodgates of the sky were stopped up, and the rain from the sky was held back. The waters then receded steadily from the earth. At the end of 150 days, the waters diminished, so that in the 7th month, on the 17th day of the month, the ark came to rest in the mountain of Ararat. The waters went on diminishing until the 10th month. In the 10th month, on the 1st day of the month, the tops of the mountains became visible. At the end of 40 days, Noah opened the window of the ark to see that he had made, window of the ark that he had made, and sent out the raven, and went to and fro until the waters had dried up from the earth. Then he sent out the dove to see whether the waters would decrease from the surface of the ground. But the dove could not find a resting place for its foot, and returned to him to the ark, for there was water over all the earth. So putting out his hand, he took it into the ark with him. He waited another 7 days, and again sent out the dove from the ark. The dove came back to him toward evening, and there in its bill was a plucked off olive leaf. Then Noah knew that the waters had decreased on the earth. He waited still another 7 days and sent the dove forth, and it did not return to him any more. On the 601st year, in the 1st month, on the 1st of the month, the waters began to dry from the earth. And when Noah removed the covering of the ark, he saw that the surface of the ground was drying. And in the 2nd month, on the 27th day on the month, the earth was dry. God spoke to Noah, saying, come out of the ark together with your wife and your sons' wives. Bring out with you every living thing of all flesh that is with you, birds and animals, everything that creeps on earth, and let them swarm on the earth and be fertile and increase on earth. So Noah came out together with his sons and his wife and his sons' wives. Every animal, every creeping thing, and every bird, everything that stirs on earth came out of the ark by families. Then Noah built an altar too, taking of every clean animal and of every clean bird. He offered burnt offerings on the altar. Yahweh smelled the pleasing odor, and Yahweh said to himself, never again will I doom the earth because of man, since the devisings of man's mind are evil from his youth. Nor will I ever again destroy every living being as I have done. So long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and hot, summer and winter, day and night shall not cease. God blessed Noah and his sons and said to them, be fertile and increase, and fill the earth. The fear and the dread of you shall be upon all the beasts of the earth and upon all the birds of the sky, everything with which the earth is astir, and upon all the fish of the sea. They are given into your hand. Every creature that lives shall be yours to eat. And with the green grasses I give you all things. Every creature that lives shall be yours to eat, as with the green grasses I give you all these. You must not, however, eat flesh with its lifeblood in it. But for your own lifeblood, I will require a reckoning. I will require it of every beast. Of man, too, will I require a reckoning for human life. Of every man for that of his fellow. Man. Whoever sheds the blood of man, by man shall his blood be shed. For in his image did God make man. Be fertile then and increase, abound on the earth and increase on it. And God said to Noah and his sons with him, I will establish my covenant with you and your offspring to come, and with every living thing that is with you, birds and cattle and every wild beast as well, all that have come out of the ark, every living thing on earth. I will maintain my covenant with you. Never again shall all flesh be cut off by the waters of a flood, and never again shall there be a flood to destroy the earth. God further said, this is a sign that I sent forth from the covenant between me and you, and every living creature with you, for all ages to come. I have set my bow in the clouds, and it shall serve as a sign of the covenant between me and the earth. When I bring clouds over the earth, and the bow appears in the clouds, I will remember my covenant between me and you and every living creature among all flesh, so that the water shall never again become a flood to destroy all flesh. When the bow is in the clouds, I will see it and remember the everlasting covenant between God and all living creatures, all flesh that is on earth, that God said to Noah shall be the sign of the covenant that I have established between me and all flesh that is on earth. The sons of Noah who came out of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham being the father of Canaan. These three were the sons of Noah, and from these three the whole world branched out. Noah, the tiller of the soil, was the first to plant a vineyard. He drank of the wine and became drunk, and he uncovered himself within his tent. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw his father's nakedness and told his two brothers outside. But Shem and Japheth took a cloth, placed it against both their backs, and walked backward. They covered their father's nakedness. Their faces were turned the other way, so they did not see their father's nakedness. So when Noah woke up from his wine and learned what his youngest son had done to him, he said, cursed became the lowest of slaves shall he be to his brothers. He said, blessed be the Elohim, the perfectly loving, forming father of Shem. Let Canaan be a slave to them. God perfectly loves Cain as well. But of course, there's going to be agitation, frustration based off of what you do. the people around you, and you get paid according for your deeds, right? Let Canaan be a slave to them. May God enlarge Japheth, and let him dwell in the tents of Shem, and let Canaan be a slave to them. Noah lived after the flood, sorry for the voice crack, 350 years. And all the days of Noah came to 950 years, then he died. These are lines of Shem, Ham, and Japheth, the sons of Noah. Sons were born to them after the flood. The descendants of Japheth: Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Mashach, and Tyrus. The descendants of Gomer: Eliskans, Ashkenaz, Repetith, Tergomath. The descendants of Javan: Elishach, Tarshith, and Kittim, and Donium. From the maritime nations branched out. These are the descendants of Joseph by their lands, each with its language, their clans, and their nations. These are the descendants of Ham: Cush, Mizraim, Put, and Canaan. The descendants of Cush: Saba, Havla, Sabath, Ramach, and Sabatachach. The descendants of Ramach: Shabah and Dinah. Cush also begot Nimrod, who was the first man of might on earth. He was a mighty hunter by the grace of, hence the saying, like Nimrod, a mighty hunter by the grace of. The mainstays of his kingdom were Babylon, Erech, Akkad, Kelach, and the land of Shinar. From that land, Ushur went forth and built Nineveh, Roabathursh, Kolach, and Rashan between Nineveh and Kalach. This is the great city. And Mizraim begot Ludim, and Aniam, and Lahabim, and Nephatilim, the Pathrims, the Koshim, and the Capitrim, whence the Philistines came forth. Canaan begot Sidon, his firstborn, and Heth, and the Jebusites, and the Amorites, the Gerizhites, the Hivites, the Arakites, the Sinites, the Aravites, the Zaramites, and the Hamathites. Afterward, the clans of the Canaanites spread out. The original Canaanite territory extended from Sidon as far as Ger, near Gaza, as far as Sodom, Gomorrah, Adamah, and Zebulun, near Lasha. These are the descendants of Ham, according to their clans and their languages, by their lands and nations. Sons were also born to Shem, ancestor of all the descendants of Eber, and the older brother of Joseph. The descendants of Shem: Elam, Ushur, Akrapash, Lud, Aram. The descendants of Edom: Uz, Hol, Gusher, Mush. Arapasha begot Shelach, and Shelach begot Eber. The two sons were born to Eber. The name of the first, was Peleg, for in his days the earth was divided. The name of his brother was Joktan. Joktan begot Alamdad, Selaph, Hazaramafash, Jera, Hezram, Uzal, Dulach, Abach, Amabil, Shabal, Ophor, Hevlah, and Julab. All these were descendants of Joktan. Their settlements extended from Masha as far as Sephor, the hill country to the east. These are the descendants of Shem, according to their clans and languages, by their lands, according to their nations. These are the groupings of Noah's descendants according to their origins, by their nations, and from these nations branched out over the earth after the flood. Thank you, Father, for that incredible blessing to be able to read and feel the agitation from nicotine withdrawal and feel the blessing of oxygen coming in my body and my shame of my reaction to my face, how I'm not in a peaceful, constant, I don't know, like obviously it's not, you're not supposed to be emotionless, because that's the experience of life is your emotions, right? To the extent that you want to accept it, but it's scientific fact. We know our emotions are driving our life so very much. And so I was just thinking, I mean, obviously this might be argued with, but simply, in my mind, sympathy is when you have a feeling of pity or sorrow for someone. You want to feel bad for them. And we have this ability of sympathy because we have empathy. For me, it's nicotine, the shame of how much pleasure and how little pleasure. I don't know. You know what I mean? And THC, I'm going to go smoke right now because I absolutely love smoking. I don't know if the S word will get that video taken down, but there's obviously been the most you could say waste of time, but also lesson God's been teaching me in life, right? And then let's see, alcohol. Thank God my girlfriend's a good example. We've been pulling back a little bit. And then sugar, that's always going to be top one up there. It's like, yes, I absolutely love candy, Reese's, to die for. But thank God, he gives us the willpower to control life and to love him with all of our heart. So if I never had sugar again, who knows? Like, I might love God a lot more because the experience of life would be that much better. But obviously, I want to enjoy my life, so I want it to be balanced. So I pray in the name of Jesus, Father, that we don't overanalyze, but that we enjoy the time, enjoy the experience of life that you've given us, and love you with all of our heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love our neighbor as we love ourselves. In the name of Jesus, thank you, brother. You're with us always, even unto the end. Take care. Have a blessed day. Love you.